what are those metrics that we're gonna take a look at, right? If we're looking at gamification, is it the points? Is it how much people are getting out of it? Is it the responses? There may be different components, because if we're looking at enterprise, we could also take a different level of measurement and take a look at our help desk, right? Is our help desk calls being reduced as a result, right? Are we seeing less activity on our FAQs because answers are being taken care of, right, in other ways? Are we connecting with this audience? Other components may be how they're looking at training and types of content that are being consumed as well, right? Are we looking at an audience who are reaching out into other areas as a way? The other component, which I think is really important, is we have the ROI, right? Which is what is that return on investment? Well, also, what is the ROE? What is that expectation? Are we looking at the return on the expectation of it as well, right? And all that's going to have to come down to how you're going to measure. And I would take a look at, from an enterprise perspective, looking at all the different audiences that you're going to be addressing. And I would create individual ROIs for each audience, because the goals of those audiences may differ from one to the other, right? So I would take a look at those. I would create the metrics, define the goals, look at the components. Are we looking at an ROI? Are we looking at an ROE? Are we looking at both, right? And then set the appropriate timing for the check-ins. When are we going to, at what time? Are we looking at a 1 month, 3 month, is it a 1 year goal? What is it? And are there sub goals within that as well? So I think from that perspective, looking at it from the learner, looking at it from the consumption, looking at it from the activity, and ultimately looking at it from the results of the meeting the business goals. And I think that's where many times training groups don't quite get the seat at the table, right? And when I say the seat at the table, I mean the seat at the C table, right? At the executive level. And the important aspect is to align those measurements with those business goals. So getting the information about how the business is managing their success as well, and aligning it to that, is also going to help with buy-in from that executive group too. Okay.